Through Paints, Toowong Mazda, Bailey Ladders, Komatsu, Mint First Element, Schultz Electrical, The Line Richlands and Red Box Dry Cleaning. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Lions FC and Peninsula Power.
A very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to what is going to be a very busy evening of action at Luxury Paint Stadium here in Richlands. It's the inaugural edition of the Women's Foundation Cup between the 2022 NPL treble winners Lions FC and the recently promoted premiers of the FQPL Peninsula Power. I'm James Coughlin in the commentary booth for the next 90 or so minutes, and I'm very pleased to be joined by a familiar face around Southeast Queensland football grounds, Pi Augustine. Pi, welcome aboard.
Oh, welcome. I'm glad to be here to assist in calling this game today.
Yeah, it's looking like a beautiful Saturday afternoon as well. What are your expectations for today's match?
Oh, well, it's great to see these two clubs come together for the inaugural Foundation Cup. I think the telling point will be the two goalkeepers. Harrington really helped Peninsula Power get up last year.
Yeah, it's going to be a very intriguing match. Let's check out the lineup, starting with Lions FC, as we just see the teams going through their handshakes beforehand. Tegan Riding, the captain. And there is the starting 11. Two changes have been made by Rob Askew. Tegan Thompson to the bench and Maddie Teakle to start her second game of the year. And Tiana Karambasis misses out with illness. Emily Bowman slots into that holding midfield role. And, well, Tegan Thompson, she's been a pretty productive left back for Lions, hasn't she?
Oh, she definitely has, yeah. So hopefully some good things from her today again.
And the new signing, Kaho Nakadate, number 18 as well. Saw an interview with Braden Hoffman on the Lions channels this week, and they love her out there at Richlands.
Oh, yeah, flying in only 2 weeks ago. So, yeah, she's been a great addition.
And now let's check out who is lining up for Peninsula Power. You can see the captain, Kiralee Phillips, there wearing number 12. Liz Harrington, the goalkeeper, and one change to the starting lineup. New signing Sarah Dapolonia starts on her Pen Power debut. It's going to be very interesting to see how the American fits in.
Definitely, yeah, the Americans have fitted in really well over the last couple of seasons, so really looking forward to her playing today.
And Bonnie Davies as well, another recruit from down south. And speaking to Mick Gallo, the coach this morning, he was talking about just how well she's fit in and just taken to life at Peninsula Power.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a big ask for her with the weather difference coming from Tassie. So let's see how she fits in. Yeah, Mick's all praises for her, so she should do well.
For sure, and it is a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The sun is out. It is a little bit on the warm side, even by Queensland standards, but you can see one last team huddle for Pen Power. And well, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Pi. What's your prediction for this game?
Oh, it's Lions are always a hard outfit to beat, but I think it'll be a close one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Lions.
Yeah, well, Mick Gallo very, very confident of his side's chances as well. He spoke about playing Lions when he was in charge of the Gap a couple of years ago, and it's going to be a fascinating contest between the premiers from the NPL and FQPL from 2022. It will be Lions to get us underway. Our referee, Mark Drager, just holding onto the ball. Sends it over to Tegan Riding, assisted by Byron Lurch and Ellis Connell.
Yeah, we'll wait for and watch Peninsula Power's backlines, try to keep the Lions force out. So if they have a good game today, it'll be a big shout for Lions to get over the line.
Indeed, and just final checks being made. And the Foundation Cup for 2023 is underway. Lions trying to pick out Beck Kirkup early on, and instead it is gathered by Blizzard. Former Lions player Ava Blizzard as well. And Nakadate's pass could have been picked off there by Dapolonia, and now beautiful pass through from McDougall. Out wide goes Christina Amajui, and oh, there you go, Pen Power trying to get in behind that Lions back line early.
Yeah, well, Amajoy out wide, she's got some pace, so yeah, should be a bit of trouble for Lions.
And the first 5 games for Lions, they've gone 2 from 2 so far. Wins over Mitchelton and Sunshine Coast Wanderers, 4-0 last week, just utterly dominant in that first half.
Yeah, so Pen Power couldn't clear that and spun off her foot for a corner for Lions. We'll have Tegan Riding step up and place it in the box.
Pretty solid option to call upon for the corner. Tegan Riding. Abby The Everts to aim for in the 17 shirt. Watched very, very closely around the penalty spot. Tia Apo at the back post. Instead goes near and well claimed by Harrington. Harrington will launch it up into the clear blue sky and gathered by Teakle, but Amajuyi gets it back. McDougall going for the ball and dispossessed by a trio of Lions players. It's just unable to find its intended target, but on the rebound, Riding commits a foul as she knocks over Kiralee Phillips. You can see just too many bodies around Lainey McDougall, and get those passes right if you're Penn Power. As touches Lions. Oh, look, I don't want to make the hunt in packs pun too early in the broadcast pie, but it's very, very apt for Rob Askew's side.
Oh, they're definitely hunting pack, so Penn Power have to find their feet if they're going to make any inroads past Lions.
The offside flag goes up, so Lions will resume play the free kick over to American import, Callie Cowles. Bowman Kadate, nominally a fullback, but I think we'll be seeing her in very advanced positions as the afternoon goes along. Riding out for Apo. She find the delivery into the box. Attackers are looking into the sun, so Lions instead checking it all the way back. O'Keefe. Right now Teakle. Just happy to hold on to the ball, but pressing by Dapolonia. Just force Lions to reset with the throw-in. Another strong tackle there by Sarah Dapolonia. Maine native, just making an impact in her opening 200 odd seconds of action in NPL Queensland.
Yeah, well, yeah, Penn Power's not giving Lions the respect, which is great to see that they've come here to play.
Sure, and pressure on Abby Everts, and Lions were there to win the ball back. Now Cowles go for a little stroll up towards the halfway line.
Finding the feet of Bowman, and Bowman plays Nakadate. Nakadate just can't get past the Peninsula Power defence.
By Cowles, able to pick out Riding, and such a composed first touch. Tegan Riding and out Apo. Just forced to go all the way back, drills that pass. Bowman, the youngster, stepping into the lineup and trying to turn the corner, picking out Beck Kirkup.
There's Riding again, trying to find a way through as well. Just can't get past this Peninsula Power defence.
And for Tegan Riding as well, she's surrounded by, we'll come back to that in a second there, as Lions look to go on the attack again. Everett stepping forward and just a bit too much on that pass, and will go behind for a goal kick. But Tegan Riding, she's going to be taking on a little bit more responsibility as a playmaker this year as well. Mariel Hecker missing with an ACL, and some of the key attackers, Amy Gunston missing with injury, Shay Connors from 2021, she's also not involved at the moment. So how do you see her role changing for Lions this year?
Oh, she's been, in this role for some time as a leader of a team. She'll have Meg McGallagher come in as well, so that'll relieve the pressure as well in the striking area. So, no, she will step up.
Seeing Meg McGallagher just wrapping up a whirlwind worldwide tour by the looks of it. She's having a great time. Talk she's 2 weeks away from returning, and looking forward to seeing her back in the NPL.
Just a bad touch there, but we go back to Ellie Chappell, who clears the ball to the left, won by Lions. But
more pressure as well, as Amajui just clears that one over the sideline and trying to push Lions back into their own defensive third. Bologna just seeing a swarm of orange jerseys around her. Another power player who's been busy and talking to some of the coaches around NPL Queensland, they feel like this is the way you've got to get after Lions as well. We saw the QAS do it in both of their games last year. And it could be in for Davies if she can get to the ball, but Chappell read that well and just opted for the safety of the sideline.
Yeah, well, you know, if you always turn up to play against Lions, it gives you the best chance. So, you know, teams are trying to find a way to break them down, and Peninsula Power are in the game.
Side flat goes up against Amajui, and you talk about trying to break Lions down. A lot of teams have struggled with that lately. 58 games unbeaten by my count. Their last loss, October 24th, 2020.
Yeah, that's quite a record for them. But you know, you always say the more you win, you're closer to your next loss. So let's see what Peninsula Power can do here. Nakadate
stepping inside. And that one has stayed in for the time being. And just as we were in the middle of talking about it staying in, bounces over the sideline. Mary Dean tracking back. The ever-presence of Power's FQPL side last year, 23 games.
Yeah, she was very much a standout last year. Very strong in the defence. They've added Jemima Head this year into their back line. Jemima started her career way back as a junior at Coolum FC. Tegan Riding, nice and strong, playing the ball.
There's Kirkup. Playing it out wide now. Teakle storming into the box, and Phillips went to ground, but kept the foot away from the onrushing fullback. Amajuri just using her strength to dispossess Teakle. Apo, advantage for Lions, and Tia Apo able to hold on to the ball, and misplaced pass, pounced on by Blizzard. Sure she'll be motivated to put on a good showing this afternoon against her former club. Davies with the touch, trying to get by Cal. She's done just that. Heavy touch, and behind it goes for a Penn Power corner, but let's check out a replay of that storming run by Bonnie Davies.
Yeah, no, she's really strong in her forward movement. So, you know, got awarded Penn Power corner. So let's see what Penn Power do with their corner. It would be a practice little movement here.
With everyone looking into the sun, it could be a delivery into the vicinity of the 6-yard box. Headed on and cleared well by Apo.
We'll have another corner.
You see the pressure going on, well cleared by Apo. As check out the replay there, and they're trying to get the knot on. So it's Laney McDougall to take once again, and it's something that you have to deal with playing in these day games as well.
Yeah, looking into the west to the sun in the late afternoon, yeah, it's very difficult.
Goes a corner again towards the near post, and Chappell can only palm that one behind.
So they're under a little bit of pressure here, Lions. They're at the moment standing up, but clearing a couple off their line.
Chappell just getting a congratulations from Blizzard. Third corner in a row for Power, and Cowles gets her head to it first, and Power keeping the pressure on Davies with the shot, and calls for a handball against Penn Power, but all's well that ends well, I suppose. Sabulski will send that one all the way back, picking out Blizzard as she tries to get that one under control. Watched very closely by Nakadate. And the Japanese fullback, very clever. Bring that one back. Kirkup. And a misplaced pass there could open up an opportunity for Power. Amajui. Davies going away from goal. Watched closely by Everts, and Everts well positioned. Just
Davey won't give up. Forces the throw in for Penn Power. So some really good work there with Davies.
Good spell now for the visitors.
Yeah, they've been camped up in Lions final third.
Dean sending it forward. Kirkup just got a foot to it ahead of Blizzard trying to pick that one up.
They do our 2 teams for today. Team for Lions, number 1, Ali Chapel. Number 3,
Hear the ever-present ground announcer at Luxury Paint Stadium. Sue just filling in those in attendance of the team sheets.
Abby Everts up the line, passes the ball through, trying to find Riding, but just intercepted.
Number 16, Emily Bowman.
And Head's clearance can only go over the sideline. You can see what they're trying to do, getting in behind.
Number 4, Sarah Bonford. Number 6,
O'Keefe plays it off McDougall for the throw-in.
Number 6, Stephen Thompson. Number 12, Kira Cooley. Number 14, Gabrielle Spencer.
Riding.
Number 20, Emily
Expertly bringing that one under control, and now she'll go on a barnstorming run trying to get it to Kirkup, but lunging challenge intercepts that cross.
Coach Angelo Carvalho and manager
Nice strong defence from Penn Power.
team today for
Takes strong defence to hold up Riding, and here comes Lions once again.
number 2,
Kirkup just sizing up her options.
Number 5,
Roll over the sideline, and it is going to be a throw-in for the hosts. Nakadate.
9, Bonnie Daly. Number 10, Lan McDougall. Number 11, Ava Blizzard. Number 12,
And Macy Edward can't keep that one in. The
number 13,
youngster
Sarah Diambolonga.
Sunshine Coast Wanderers.
Subs today for
She's been having a great game for Lions in
15,
last week and the week before, young Edward.
Jules McDonald.
In a pretty spectacular show of faith as well from Rob Askew as well, saying, all right, you're going to be operating in that attacking midfield role, which traditionally has been held by the likes of Mariel Hecker and some of the other key players for Lions over the years.
Oh, I'm always for trying younger players, giving them a go. You can only develop if you're on the pitch. Bowman up the right flank, finds Riding flicks
Beautiful
on.
outside of the foot pass, and Nakadate, and tenacious defending as well, and Lions an attacking throw in here is
And they take it quickly. Kirkup tries to find someone in the middle.
and it's found its way to O'Keefe as she tries to check back onto her right foot.
Penn Power very strong.
Arpo. Now for Everts, who's joining the attack. Sending it out wide, here's Edward. It's a bit of a feint, and cross deflects back to her now. Going out wide, and Phillips can't clear her lines. Eventually, Amajui can only watch that over the sidelines as
Lions get themselves another throw in.
Maddie Teakle to take Riding. What about coming short for the option, but instead back it goes for O'Keefe.
Keith trying to find an inroad down the flank. Penn Power, still with Penn Power, Amajui. And just a wayward pass. Just can't find control either side. Bowman brings it down. Finds Nakadate. Nakadate finds the feet.
Kirkup. The opening round last year, Beck Kirkup, 4 goals against Olympic, I believe, on that Friday night. It's good to see Beck Kirkup back on the pitch. She was limited to only 5 appearances in the NPL last year. She battled injury.
It's always great to see players come back from injury. Great tackle
Now
by
Phillips.
Phillips there.
That one finds its way to the Lions bench.
Who just have passing it through.
Riding drills that one for Nakadate. She'll cut inside and shape on the left foot, but can't get the bend on that, and wide it goes. See the pass from Riding, and Nakadate had the space.
Yeah, brings it onto a left foot and has a go with left foot. That's good to see, left, right.
Now, I don't want to sound like an old curmudgeon here, but it really is important for every player on the pitch, from the goalkeeper right up to the striker, to be competent on both feet now.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's only a width of the ball, and if it's on your left, it's on your left. So that was great of Nakadate.
One of the many, many reasons why I opted for the commentary path rather than the playing.
One's just for balancing, is it, James?
And occasionally it struggled with that. That's a story for later, as Nakadate.
Finds Riding, but the pass just goes a bit wayward there. You see what she was trying to do?
Building up that play with the triangles. Lines. After a little bit of a scare, it feels like they're starting to gain a little bit more ascendancy, but can't get that real pressure in the final third yet, because Power just so tenacious in defence.
Oh, Lions are trying to break their defence, but as I said, the Peninsula Power's defence is just so strong. They work so well together. But Lions still trying to navigate through Penn Power, trying to find that opening.
Bowman again, starting a move down this near side. Watching on FQTV. Very pleased to have your company this afternoon. James Coughlin, Pi Augustine, commentary booth for the Women's Foundation Cup match, as Lions trying to add another trophy to their already bulging cabinet at Luxury Paint Stadium. Penn Power back in the NPL. Blizzard inside and on the turn, Apollonia.
These cars, security is going off. There's no alarm bells just yet on the field. As Kirkham tries to find Nakadate. No, Riding's out wide. Can she find someone in the centre? Just finds the goalkeeper.
Taking the shot on from the tight angle.
Harrington's up to the challenge and clearing kick over halfway.
But Bonnie Davies very isolated up front, which allows Lions to get the ball back very, very quickly. But before the game, Pi, you highlighted Liz Harrington as a key player for Penn Power. She hasn't had to make that many saves yet, if any.
No, not yet. That was probably her first one. So far, so good for my prediction. But no, I really rate her. Last year, the saves she made was just outstanding.
Yeah, Texas native, FQPL goalkeeper of the year, and a well-deserved honour as Power just dominated on their way to the premiership under Alex Smith's stewardship.
Yeah, so, great coach Alex Smith down south at the moment.
Helping out with Melbourne City, and Mick Gallo the opportunity to fill in for Smith. Smith is expected to be back after City's likely A-League Women's Finals campaign. I don't want to jinx anything just yet.
Not just yet. They're doing quite well. Second on the ladder of the WA League competition.
Harrington will just fetch that ball as a misplaced pass. Now, while Harrington's doing this, we've got a bit of history for you, Pi.
Go on, tell me.
So this is the third meeting, in the last 3 seasons. Do you remember the results of the last 2 head-to-heads between these two teams?
Whoa. Okay. It would have been quite a big score in 2021.
Yep. When they met in the 2021 NPL competition, the first phase, it was 12-0 to Lions. Mm-hmm. But it was only 3-0 at halftime of that game. Yeah. And Lions just finished very, very strongly. However, only one of the goal scorers is still in action today for Lions. So Amy Gunston scored 4. She's out with an ankle injury. Mariel Hecker scored 3. She's out with injury as well. Shay Connor's got a hat-trick. She's off with the Raw. And Dom Arenza scored. She's not in the squad either. Tegan Riding only scored 1 on the day.
Oh. No, I knew it was a big score because I know when Alex Smith came in, Penn Power had over 100 goals scored against him in that season, and look what he's done in 1 year. Turned him around last year to get him promoted, so he did really well.
And it is a testament to the rebuilding work of Smith and everyone else at Power as well. They've got them straight back up into the NPL after that rough season in 2021. But they did also meet the Kappa Women's Super Cup last season. As Power almost going on the attack. I think Davies thought she might have been offside. That was only a 3-0 win for Lions last year.
Well, the good work of Alex was showing through.
Exactly.
But the girls, I spoke to Alex and he said the girls really bought into his vision, and that's half the battle when you take on a team.
And that looked like there might have been a bit of a handball, but Power, well, they won't have too much time to appeal because they got the ball back, and now the free kick after the barnstorming run from Tish Woods.
It's a little way away from the 18-yard box, so not too dangerous, but let's see what Penn Power do with their set play.
It's almost in that annoying middle ground where it's just that little bit too far out to drill it from range, but maybe a bit too close for a good delivery into the box or a troubling delivery.
Yeah, well, we go with a couple of options. We can either just lob it over that defence and see if it falls really well, or we try and find some feet by somebody coming. I'm pretty sure they will. Let's see if they go over the top and see if we can just float it into the penalty spot.
The shot taken on and just over the crossbar. My depth perception almost caught me out there, as I think Ellie Chappell might have had a heart and mouth.
Yeah.
Check out the replay here, as it was Blizzard taking on the free kick and she just floated it in.
I think Ellie had it covered. She was up there for it.
Now back to live action as let's try to get the ball down the correct end of the pitch from their perspective.
Nakadate with the throw in again, so finding Kirkup's feet. But Penn Power win the ball back, and now they're on the attack going up the field. Amajoy called on to make a strong tackle, but...
And it was claimed back by Dapolonia. Now Woods back for Phillips. Very even contest so far, as we're just over halfway through the first half.
Yeah, the bounce has been a little bit bobbly. Penn Power come up with another free kick on the other side of the field now from the previous free kick.
It was Blizzard fouled, as it seems like she's getting welcome back to her former surroundings.
Welcome back. It's always hard to come back to your former surroundings and clubmate and teammates and see what you can do.
Well, it would always be the tough thing as well, because you know everyone you're playing against, but they know you so well too.
Yeah, and that's, they give a bit of a tap, to say, hey, welcome back, but...
She's trying to cause trouble for her former teammates, and a bit too much air under that one for Davies to get her head to.
Yeah, it'll take us quite a good shot to trouble Ellie Chappell as well.
It's Ellie Chappell, formerly at the Gap in her second season at Richlands, and the undisputed starting goalkeeper after the departure of Coco Mastrovic.
Yeah, another Ellie Chappell, another North Queensland export. Coming through Burdekin and then through to North Queensland Fury, and then came down here to Ipswich Girls Grammar School.
Well, there you go. It's opportunity now for Chappell after sharing duties at times, as she may be called on here, but Nakadate making sure nothing happens there, and now Nakadate trying to turn defence into attack with the searching ball, but Harrington did that one
scoops it
so
up
well.
She reads it very well. That was a good little flurry of a passage of play just there by Lions. Penn Power still up with the ball, still strong on the ball, but Lions equal to the challenge. They just go back into their back line, just playing it easy. And as you said, Davies finds herself quite in no man's land, and Lions able to play the ball around.
And just looking at the way they're lining up here, Pi, it almost looks like Apollonia is acting as a support striker.
Yeah, she's pressing hard up against Davies, but
Yeah, because we saw in the opening 2 games, Blizzard was sort of acting as that attacking midfield option as well, but she's pushed out to the left here, and Mary Dean with a overlapping run, or trying to go on an overlapping run, sends it into the middle.
Cowles just swoops it up for
And
Riding.
Now, and here is Riding, but she just can't get away from Cebulski, and once again, dogged defending by Power, just keeping Lions at bay.
Oh, you'd think that Riding would be able to, get past the Penn Power defence, but I think she sometimes finds herself isolated as well.
There's been a battle of the midfields as 27 minutes played at Luxury Paint Stadium, and Lions will have a corner. It's Kaho Nakadate, who, for mine, has actually been Lions' best player so far in the first half. Just busy up and down that right flank, and a shrewd bit of recruiting by the crew at Lions FC.
Most definitely, she has been busy out on the right flank here, and I'd say Penn Power's defence has just been equal in the opposition. They've been...
It's a low corner and quite the delivery she would have been hoping for. She'll get a second chance at it. Hit away by Power, only as far as the top of the box. Shot taken on, and Harrington just sees that one wide. It looks like she got a finger to it.
Yeah, another corner that was...
Not quite dealt with initially, and that second chance for Lions, or third chance by this stage, so crucial. It's Bowman with the shot. Let's see what we'll do from this corner. Will Power be able to clear, or can the Lions find the breakthrough before the half-hour mark?
Riding steps up once again for the corner and floats it into the centre. Penn Power numbers.
Not cleared, and it could break now for Everts. Over for Cowles. And just a bit of slice on that one as it goes wide. Callie Cowles with the opportunity. 5 Penn Power players there. They almost got in each other's way.
Their block is just too strong. And we're back out by Penn Power trying to get it out of their defence.
Blizzard for Apollonia. Woods.
Head. Going left, going right.
Just noticing on the bottom of the screen there, Pi, you've got Mary Dean. It is a hot afternoon, especially when you're operating on that side of the pitch. As a loose touch now could break for Riding. She's got Kirkup in support. She'll go herself and fire it straight at Harrington, who is up to the challenge.
Yeah, Harrington called upon finally, and questions asked, and she's answered them.
Riding, as you would expect any striker to do, taking that chance on herself, but she did have Kirkup in support if she opted to use her.
Yeah, well, when the strikers get a sniff, they hedge their bets, and Riding did.
Yeah, if you're a striker with the record of Tegan Riding, I think you're backing her to shoot 10 times out of 10, and probably 11 times out of 10.
Most definitely, she has been a performer over many, many years in that position.
19 goals last year, including a hat-trick in the grand final.
She's definitely a stalwart in the women's game, Tegan Riding. Really found a home here in Lions.
Picture Lions playing without Tegan Riding in the number 10 shirt.
No, it's Lions Riding Lions.
Of course, this is a big afternoon and night of action on FQTV. We've also got the Men's Foundation Cup. That's kicking off around about 7 p.m. from this very stadium. Luxury Paints, Lions hosting Redlands United. Adam Cattle will be on the call for that one, and it's going to be a busy afternoon here at Luxury Paint Stadium. Still getting used to the new name of the Richlands venue.
Oh, yeah, it was Luxury Paints. They've been quite a strong supporter of Lions over many, many years.
And Kirkup now with the delivery into the box, but can only find a white shirt, which has pretty much been the story of every Lions attack thus far. And Power just getting themselves in the way, which is not all you can ask the defensive team to do. Nakadate with the throw-in. Edward just can't get that one away from Woods.
Woods up for the challenge, and Kabulski was up to the challenge before.
Kirkup now riding on the turn. Apo can't get the shot away.
Apo has been quite quiet on the left-hand side. See if there's a change at halftime for her to come on the right. See if they can find an inroad that way. But
and a loose touch now. Davies going the other way. Can Penn Power create something from this attack? Davies picking out Dapolonia. She's got two orange shirts in front of her. Her attempt is deflected back, and Nakadate has to deal with it, with Davies trying to close her down. And very nervous moment at the back for Lions.
Yeah, they looked a little bit unraveled just then. Lions did. They didn't know what they had to do, and Nakadate just kicking it out, just try and settle things. But Penn Power still on the attack,
with McDougall making a run for the byline, but handled well by Nakadate. Advantage played for the foul. Here's Riding. Now out wide for Apo. Teakle in support outside.
just a little bit too. Teakle still in there, but Phillips, captain.
Tell exactly what was coming there, and that's what happens when you've got the experienced defender.
Just can read the play very well, so Pook just couldn't get past the defence.
Head with the intervention. Teakle for the throw-in, just holding that one.
Up against Amajui, and now Riding's got the ball coming in field, trying to find Bowman.
That was a handball, did strike the hand there of Blizzard. Check out the replay while Lions set up this corner. No, free kick, I beg your pardon.
Ref just waiting for giving the benefit of the doubt, but then had to call it.
Interpretation of the handball rule is one of the hot topics of debate.
Oh, for the centuries. For the eons.
It looks like it is going to be Riding or O'Keefe.
She'll go shots on. What do you think, James?
I think it's going to be a shot, but I think I'm batting about 0% on these, so we'll see what happens.
Lions with the special movement here. They're quite far out, so let's see. Shots on, look for the spills.
Steps Riding. She'll strike that one, trying to go under the wall, but Howard, see what was coming. They didn't jump for that one and were able to deflect it back. There's Bowman going all the way back. Ellie Chappell.
Trying to settle things down. Ellie Chappell plays to Cowles. Out to Nakadate, who goes past the defence. Tegan Riding with the ball, and Harrington reads that once again.
It is just that thing about depth perception as well. I was saying that when they had the chance the other way, Pi, it was, you thought for a second there Riding was going to be in.
Oh, definitely. But the roll of the ball, the faster it goes towards the goalkeeper, it just rolls away. And yeah, the depth perception is key.
That one goes out for a Lions throw. We've got 10 minutes and change remaining in the first half of the Foundation Cup. And throw in into an opportunity as Edward. It's dispossessed, and Power try to clear their lines, but it's only going to provide temporary respite. Riding. Kirkup, and
the defence is strong. They're standing up, the Power defence. Once again, Harrington called upon, and Harrington's answered the question. Clearance kick over the halfway, and O'Keefe.
It's bounced the way of Lions here, and Everts just split the difference there between Teakle and O'Keefe.
Yeah, we're just trying to see if their Lions are missing Karambassis in the middle there. She's always quite good on the ball and delivers quite great balls in, so is that the difference?
It could very well be, because Karambassis has started both games so far this season, and it has just been that sort of steadying influence as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we get to the half. Both teams always like scoring before the half time. So let's see what both teams can do. But Nakadate wins the ball, searching for that pass.
And Kirkup now in space, and a bit too much space by the looks of things, as the offside flag, I believe, is gone up. Or is that a stoppage possibly for an injury? One of the Lions players is down, and they'll call on the physio to check. Just keeping an eye on who it is, and is Emily Bowman by the looks of it. No, it's not Emily Bowman, I beg your pardon. It is Macy Edward. 15 and 16 do look very similar from the tight angle.
It does, it does. Gives everyone a chance to go to the break.
Just have a bit of a chance to reset, as see what happened to her there, as this gets a bit of a check. But in the meantime now, there's a good chance for Penn Power. They've held out so far. Mick Gallo just a chance to reorganise his troops and just provide some encouragement for them as well.
Yeah, it's always good to have these little breaks, go in, get the little pep talk from the coach. He can find out exactly what's going on and what he can change up, and just steady the troops, give them a bit of motivation to keep going, see us out to the half time. Break to 0-0 would be great. Same with Lions, Rob will be finding, just giving those little tidbits of information to fine tune, to see if they can find the inroad before half time.
See, Rob's still got his goatee, which has drawn plenty of attention in the opening part of the season.
Is it a grey goatee or is it a blonde goatee?
That's a question for Rob. I am not going to answer that.
All right, so what happened here?
So we're going to come back.
Throw in, or is it going to be a drop ball?
I think it may turn into a drop ball, because referee Mark Drager just opted to stop play with Kirkup in an attacking position. So I think now there might be a bit of negotiating about the appropriate solution to all of that, as Power may try and send it back to Lions to let them commence.
That was a great breakthrough by Kirkham. Unlucky that was called some stoppage time for a injury. Yeah, they give back fair play, give it back to Lions, and Lions reset, and they find that inroad again. Nakadate plays, searching for Kirkham.
And Kirkup wraps her foot around the ball and almost deflected goalwards, but Kirkup tries to deliver it in once again. Power.
So we've got Dean coming up for Penn Power up the left-hand side, who she searched, sends the ball up
for Davies, but Lions player either side of her as well.
Yeah, they've just got her boxed in for around her. She's very isolated up there and gives Lions a chance just to play the ball around.
You can see Macy Edward back on the pitch as well, just making a run near the referee. And Cowles, she just to send it over for a defensive partner, Bowman. That's a little change that I think Lions have made. Bowman dropping into almost a back three for Lions as their fullbacks push forward.
Yeah, Abby Everts is sort of pushing on a little bit.
A little tactical switch up from Rob Askew.
Yeah, that little break, that little call to the sideline, giving all that little instruction to change a couple of things, see if they can find that inroad. We've got
Edward getting it out wide now. Arpo centrally.
5 minutes remaining. What can both these teams do?
Now Powell will launch it, and Davies will try to back herself with a pace. Chappell will not mess around with it and just send it over the sideline.
Yeah, safety first, Ellie.
That's really all you can ask for from your keeper.
Exactly, when you're in no man's land out there. Safety first, and the sideline is your safety. So what can Penn Power do in this last 5 minutes of possession?
Yeah, well, they're going to, I suppose, first and foremost, try and keep things tight at the back, but just noticing as well, Pi, if you look at the trees just on top of the car park, as Davies tries to head that one on, there's a bit of a breeze there, but the corner flags are dead still in that corner for Power attacking towards the shade.
Yeah, the building protects a lot of the wind. That westerly wind in the afternoon in these western suburbs. Lions are just on the cusp of the western suburbs, but still get that breeze coming in the afternoon.
Yeah, which carries a little bit more bite as the season goes along as well.
Oh, in those winter months.
In your time with the clubs, did you have a favourite ground to go to in the middle of winter?
I know a couple of fields that I didn't like going to. I was coaching at Lions back in the day. This one's always a really nice field to be
behind and riding, just putting the pressure on. Sorry about that.
No.
Yeah, coaching at Lions, you were saying?
Yeah, it's always a good enclosed field, and you feel really comfortable and secure in this field here.
I remember commentating out at Capalaba in November 2020 as Davies could be on here. Into the box, one-on-one, chips the keeper and just got this wide. So close for Penn Power as Bonnie Davies almost went all wrong as it was a little pass by D'Apollonia.
Just wide of the post. Could have seen them going one up to the break, but not to be. But they've not finished yet, Penn Power, with Lions defence as Dean plays the ball.
That was one thing Nick Gallo was adamant on for Bonnie Davies as well, is she is not going to be short of chances this season, and might fancy her a chance for the Golden Boot if she creates a number of chances we've seen in the first few weeks. The Lions at the back, they have had a few nervous moments with their passing as well, as Edwards goes back because they're not afraid to keep trying to recycle it. But that goal that they conceded against Mitchelton in the opening round, it did come from a similar sort of instance where they just couldn't clear their lines.
They just couldn't handle the pressure, and that's what Penn Power have to do, is just unravel Lions' back line.
I did mention their lengthy unbeaten run as well, as Kadate about having a bit of a nibble there, but Cebulski cool, calm and collected.
Nice clearance from Harrington.
Kirkup forward now for Riding. And then shot taken on from range. Gonna get to the 18-yard box.
All the bodies behind.
Yeah. Just a sea of white shirts.
Lions still searching for that goal before half-time. We've got seconds.
Heavy touch could open up a chance for Davies, and she can chase that one down. She has support. Two runners into the box now if she can find the right delivery, and well read by Chappell.
Chappell plays it out early. Nakadate up for Kirkham.
Kirkup reading the pass, and it's going to be Bowman carrying it over halfway, and here's Apo. She tries to get it on the right foot, but bounces it wide of the near post.
End-to-end stuff now, James.
Yeah, both teams trying to get a lead to take into the halftime break. And the pace of play has really picked up in the last 5 minutes as well, since we had that break for Macy Edward to receive treatment.
Yeah, it's always good for your coaches to give you a bit of motivation.
Chance for a breather as well.
Yeah, get a little bit of oxygen in those lungs so you can see it to the halfway. Phillips now with a throw-in.
Of course, in these early season games, it's hot. There's no denying it, is there?
Oh, we can't get away in our Queensland weather the first couple of months of the season.
I always think of the old joker teacher of mine who said, it's Queensland, it's hot, we know it, and if we didn't like it, we wouldn't be living here.
Great tackle there by Head to stop the flow of Riding. Riding in a little bit of trouble.
Looks like she might have landed a little bit heavily there, and
looks like on her hip.
Nice.
But
goes to retrieve the ball, and strong challenge there by Jemima Head.
Yeah. The Riding's quite strong. She hasn't played this many games in the top league, but not been a strong player. So wins the corner and steps up again to take this corner. What can Lions do with the dying seconds of the first half?
Looks like we're going to get an in-swinging delivery off the right foot of Riding, which could put the pressure on Harrington.
Yeah, we've got Emily Everts up there.
As it goes over the top of everyone, and Cowles, I think she wasn't expecting that one to reach her, is deflected away, and Power able to get it out of their 18-yard box. Nakadate, the throw in. Kirkup, the only short option.
Kirkham back to Nakadak. Nakadak to Cowell. They keep possession by going back to Chapel.
We've got maybe 30 seconds of stoppage time remaining here in the first half. As Bowman all the way back. Dean first to react. Out wide it goes for Blizzard.
And Power still searching. Never say die.
But they will say half-time from Luxury Paint Stadium. It's scoreless so far between Lions and Penn Power. Pi, quick thoughts on the first half before we go to the break?
Oh, great half. Both backwards and forwards for both the teams, which is great. And it's great to see Penn Power not giving Lions any respect, and that makes it a great game.
It's been an end-to-end contest. We've got another 45 minutes coming your way. We'll be back after these messages.
Lions once again would like to thank their major sponsors. Luxury Paints, Toowong Mazda, Komatsu, Bailey Ladders, Kappa, Link First Element, Shops Electrical, The Line.
How do I feel this time? What's going on?
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Vito Sports pride themselves on delivering top-quality FIFA regulation compliant goals. Each goal is made from durable, high-density, thick aluminium and then finished in a white powder coat. To provide quick delivery, Vito Sports stock all goals in this range within their Brisbane distribution warehouse, allowing customers to quote, order and deliver in a matter of days. If you'd like to inquire about the Vito Sports goal range, email us at admin@vitosports.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Luxury Paint Stadium at Richlands, home of Lions FC for the 2023 NPL Women's Foundation Cup. It's James Coughlin and Pi Augustine in the booth, bringing you all of the action in this round 3 contest. Pi, a very even first half.
Oh, most definitely. Penn Power gave it to Lions just as much as Lions are trying to find the inroads. We'll see what the coach's instructions were at half-time. Usually trying to break down the opposition. Let's see whose team talk by the end of the next 45 minutes work best.
To decide the winner of the Foundation Cup. Obviously, we hope it will not be a draw, but
we just hear Sue reminding everybody of the procedures to win the Foundation Cup. So if it does finish in a draw, there will be a shootout afterwards.
It's great for a shootout for the spectators, not so much for the players.
Power get us underway. Bonnie Davies in the 9 shirt taking the kick-off as it was Bonnie Davies who had a couple of clear-cut chances in the final few minutes of the first half as well. Just couldn't get directed on target. Amajui putting the pressure on there. It was a 1v2 for her. Yeah,
Amajui just trying to win the ball back from Teakle and Everts. Lions comes up with the throw-in.
Maddie Teakle deputising at left back for the time being with Tegan Thompson on the bench.
Riding with the ball now, but Jemima Head, the strong tackle. Clearance out wide.
And it's going to be a power throw-in as Kiralee Phillips comes across to take the Power captain. Let's get updates from the ground as well.
Thrown by Penn Power.
As we see Everts, Abby Everts, taking on a central defensive role as Edward can't clear it away. And here come Power once again trying to exploit the space vacated by Teakle as Amajui drives towards the box. And a deflected cross almost finds its way into the path of Davies. But Ellie Chappell off her line quickly.
Yeah, Amajui quite strong out wide. Now what can Lions do? Playing it out. Everts runs, driving up the field. Finds Apu's feet.
There's Tish Woods regathering for Power.
Kirkup comes in to intercept.
Edward, who picked up a bit of a knock in the first half, but she's back and trying to feed Tegan Riding. And Riding beating Cebulski to the ball.
Gets the cross in, but straight to Harrington. Harrington just calms down the troops. Taking a while to with the clearance just over halfway now.
The sun almost sets behind the clubhouse.
Making it quite difficult for the viewers to see. Just a couple more minutes and that sun will be down.
Scary to think that when we get these double headers later in the year, kicking off at 4:45, it'll pretty much all be under the floodlights. Yeah. But Lions, of course, they do have a very heavy home schedule in the first half of the season. Luxury Paint Stadium is one of the training venues selected for the Women's World Cup, which I think should be a pretty good show, the Women's World Cup later this year, Pi.
Oh, just chomping at the bits to see the action with all the teams coming over here to Australia and New Zealand.
Looking at where Brazil are staying up north, in the northern part of Brisbane, and it's pretty impressive. Might have to see if I can check in there myself after the World Cup.
Thought you were going to say during the World Cup, just to have a sticky beak at how they're going.
I'll just go to the games and watch them play.
Lions now just playing, trying to get it out of their defence. Chappell finding Everts. A little bit of a North Queensland Fury connection.
As Lions to clear their lines, as O'Keefe will step forward but lose out that midfield battle, and that ball goes over the sideline. And while we get that ball over the sideline, Pi, there's someone you want to wish a very special happy birthday to.
Yeah, to Fred Robbins. The older generation would have known Fred. He was Australian women's national coach during the first half of the 80s. Very strong in his taskmastering of fitness that used to get the players through. So happy birthday, Fred. He won he was awarded and inducted into Australia's Hall of Fame in 2002. And 2013 he was awarded the head coach position of the Matildas team of the decade from 1979 to 1989. So a good shout. He's 90, so happy birthday, Fred.
Oh, happy birthday. 90 years young.
Yes.
Here is Teagle trying to play it in behind. Riding. Has the flag stay down. Tegan riding. And just again close, but not close enough for Lions.
Does that flick the foot of head?
Looks like it's going to be a goal kick, but just a well-weighted ball in behind from Maddie Teagle.
Oh, just wide. Harrington plays now, the ball out. Power not able to keep it in. Lions take a quick throw.
Very liberal definition of legal throw in there, but nothing wrong with getting nitpicky for that, so we'll glad to see them let them play.
Yeah, if the ref doesn't blow it, it's a fair throw in.
Wish I had some of these refs when I was playing.
Free kick to Lions from that tackle. Everett steps up, looking for an inroad, near or far. Finds O'Keefe. O'Keefe plays it back to Everts.
And Abby Everts, 11 games, 8 starts for Lions last year. The players rewarded with promotion to the first team this season as Nancy Edward.
Yeah, Everts had a bad injury, coming back from a bad injury, so played a couple of games last year and now into the starting lineup of Lions. So great work for her to get back to the starting lineup. Penn Power playing it through their defence, trying to find an inroad out.
As Teagle steps through a pair of challenges, and O'Keefe bringing that one back under control.
Davies wins the ball against Everts and now flying down the right-hand side.
Here is Bonnie Davies going into the box, looking to turn provider, but eventually it's dealt with by O'Keefe. Out for Teagle.
Apu trying to find an inroad, going inland and out the other way to Nakaday.
The players promoted to the first team for Lions from the very successful 23s program. Sarah Bonifant on the bench, backup goalkeeper Emily Clark, Emily Bowman, Ariana Skiers and Tia Apo, all announced as promoted in the off-season by Lions as well. So a lot of faith in the development program they've got there at Richlands.
Yeah, looking after their own and bringing their own through, which is always a good for clubs to do that. Show strength and confidence in their program. Apu just not strong enough against Amajoy. Amajoy coming up trumps, but O'Keefe fighting hard to win the ball back.
Haven't been that many fouls overall in this game, has there? It's been a pretty even contest from memory.
Yeah, only a couple. I've seen a few more in this half.
And as fatigue sets in as well, that's something that as a player you've got to be quite wary of as well, just making sure that you don't lunge in just half a second late.
Yeah, just making those good decisions as you get tired. And Powers trying to find feet, but
Nakadate with the interception. She's got 3 power plays around her and trying towards Riding, but Riding a little bump on head as former Virginia and Moreton Bay defender clears it away.
Yeah, quite a nice interaction between Riding and Head just then, and Head clears it out.
Majui was able to stay in, and it could work out for the benefit of Lions as O'Keefe switches it to the centre of the pitch. Cowles.
Yes. Finds Nakadate. Nakadate up the right flank. Find Kirkup.
Kirkup just checks her run, tries to create a little bit of space. Kirkup.
Dean holding her out there. She turns inside.
Kirkup taking the shot on and deflected, and Harrington, I think she panicked too much for that.
Harrington finds Amajoy. Amajoy launches it up the field, trying to find Davies in no man's land. Chappell up to the task, plays Everts. Everts launches the ball up the field, but to
Everts with the interception. Just getting a run out in some big games last year. Came off the bench. Kappa Women's Super Cup final, NPL semi-final and grand final. And Amajiri, well, she's fast, just not that fast.
a little bit offside. Is there a little bit offside or a lot offside? Doesn't matter when the ref blows a whistle.
Yeah, there's no grey area with that, but Amajiri Olympic last year.
Amajoy started at Springfield United as a little junior, worked her way through clubs and now finds herself at Penn Power.
2 goals for Olympic last year. As she'll be eager to add to that tally. She's already got 1 this season, scoring against Mitchelton in that grand final reunion. I don't believe in a grand final replay or rematch. No. I believe it's a reunion. And based on some of the reunions I've been to, some of those can be just as awkward.
Penn Power trying to control the ball, going a bit of backwards and forwards, and Amajoy just forces the error, and the ball goes out for a throw-in by Penn Power. Halfway, Phillips taking the throw-in.
And nodded on by Arpo, just a bit too far for Riding to chase down.
Ball finds Riding's feet. It's forced infield. But can't find the target.
Touched by Dean, and Nakadate's there to pounce on it as Edward. She expected Kirkup to be a little bit more further advanced than she was before, and this played out over the sideline.
Lions just regained the ball again for a throw-in.
And we've got our first sub of the match. It's going to be
a Lions sub.
And it is Tegan Thompson coming on, Tia Arpo off.
Substitution for Lions, number 6, Tegan Thompson, replaces the number 9, Tia Arpo. Score remains at Lions.
One goes out for a goal kick. A few questioning faces there for Lions. But, as I always say, referees, judge, juries, and when the fouls are bad enough, executioner. There's Thompson, and she's going to take on a slightly more advanced role than we sometimes see her in for Lions. Nominally a left back, but
overlapping left back.
And more than capable of scoring a goal as well, Tegan Thompson.
Amajoy just sees the ball out, but Lions are deep in Penn Power's attacking half. Riding
unable to hold her footing, but able to maintain possession. And
it does well. It does well to keep the ball, but Phillips just sees the ball over the byline and causes a corner for Lions. Riding to step up to take the corner.
And Harrington just directing traffic in the box as well. A lot of bodies around the Penn Power shot stopper. Instead, they're all congregating in and around the top of the 18-yard box. And it's a low ball to the near post. Back it goes. As now goes back out for Riding as she'll try and curl that one in from an offside position.
Yeah. Sometimes we forget to get onside after a corner.
Harrington will look to take it, but instead she's directed to Move it all the way out to the near sideline where Riding was when she took possession.
Harrington goes for safety first. She stays in her area and lets Head take the free kick.
Back it goes for Harrington, who will wind up and launch it.
Over halfway, which is good, but Lions up to the challenge, sends it back up. Riding challenging Phillips for the ball. Phillips strong at the moment, just keeping it, waiting.
And it did go out off the foot of Riding as Phillips caught a bit of a break there. She stood on the ball. But Power maintained possession.
Confidence going through their 18-yard box. Out wide. Finding Dean, linking up.
Picked up well by Dapolonia. She'll go for a run through midfield, picking out McDougall. Out wide it goes Amajui. She's in space. She'll take the shot on from the edge of the box, and it's in. There's the opening goal. Christina Amajui opens the scoring in the Foundation Cup with a spectacular strike.
When you back yourself, you've got opportunity to score, and that's what Amajui just did. She backed herself and came up trumps.
As we see the move here, Christina Amajui just found a little bit of space and said, all right, I'm taking on the responsibility myself, and just through the outstretched hands of Ellie Chappell. And we have our first goal of the afternoon, and don't they love it for Penn Power?
Oh, they're celebrating up on the
Up on the peninsula.
On the peninsula, back in Redcliffe.
And how about that? I think it's a little bit early for Harrington to be going into clock killing mode just yet, especially against this Lions side. But now, is that what Power were looking for? And I suppose from a coaching perspective as well. You were a little worried about Power going into their shell.
Oh, yeah, we can't defend just yet. Lions will turn on the turbo, I'm sure of it. Penn Power just have to keep to their game plan. Keep level-headed, keep doing what they've been doing. But here comes Thompson. She's notorious for going up that flank.
And capable of scoring a goal herself. She'll put that pass into midfield. Bowman wound up, but just couldn't get the ball to bounce for her. Lions keeping the pressure on, and calls for a foul there on Bowman. Not heated, instead it's Blizzard.
Falls on deaf ears by the referee, says play on.
That hopeful ball into the box, nodded away by Cebulski. And I did mention this in the first half pie, but it does feel like something very important to bring up. 58 games unbeaten for Lions, 854 days.
800.
I'm just going to leave that stat there for the time being. Not going to give any further context to it. I don't want to be accused of a commentator's curse.
Well, as I said, the more you win, the closer you are to your first loss. Is it this game? Lions will have a bit to say about that. Same with Rob Askew. Never say die until that last whistle of the game.
And this is a Lions side that, in that streak, they have had to come from behind a few times. They were put to the sort of, on occasion last year, I remember QAS coming to this very venue and almost pinching a point. And East pushed them as well last year, so it's not like they've been up by 6 or 7 in every single game of that streak either.
Yeah, well, we'll see this year if they find themselves in this position, which they do now, if the young'uns that they've got in the team can step up and show a bit of maturity. I'm sure Tegan Ryden will be marshalling the troops to keep going to that 90th minute.
Without a doubt. And there's Kaho Nakadate with the throw-in, picking out Edward. Back for the fullback as he can't quite get clean contact on that cross.
Lions really pressuring the Penn Power defence. They've been camped in this final third for a little bit now. Thompson wheeling and dealing around, finds
Bowman, she'll take the shot on herself. Cowles will get the foot race with Davies, and a lunging challenge by the American. Sends it, Canadian, I beg your pardon, sends it over the sideline.
Oh,
Well, that
Yeah,
was a slip of the tongue that was bound to
Oh.
happen.
yeah, they don't like us calling them Americans for Canadians and Canadians for Americans. It's like calling us New Zealanders, I think.
Holly Cowles, a 24-year-old, played 64 games for the University of Saskatchewan.
Saskatchewan. Don't know where Saskatchewan is.
I think it's a regional area in Canada, in the centre. Of course, don't trust me on geography. My knowledge of Canadian cities mostly comes from the NHL.
So Chappell plays it out to Everts. Everts got a little bit of park in front of her, so she runs the ball. Launches it down for Thompson. Thompson, foot
She's-
race.
Thompson now driving for the byline from a tight angle. Shoots it off, and Cebulski was back covering well. See here the run taken on by Everts, and Thompson with the fresh legs able to get in behind Phillips, and
That's a great centre back's run to get her outside the near post. Great timing.
now we see a slightly different setup for Lions off this corner. 3 players in the 6-yard box, 3 at the top. But to leave a little bit of space at the near post. Riding with another low delivery on the turn from a tight angle, able to find Nakadate, but unable to bring it under control. Kirkup from range as she tries to, I think that might have been a attempt at a slide rule pass through a sea of bodies, but
Yeah. Always find it, James, always find it strange that you've got the, Lions playmaker, striker, and she's the one taking the corner. Do you know?
it almost reminds me of England back in 2010 when Wayne Rooney was the one taking the corners, and it was a national outcry for months when that was happening.
Yeah, number one scorer, and she's taking the corner.
And riding, she's got a bit of height to her as well, so she can win those aerial duels
And
as
very
well.
strong, very strong. Amadouring winning the ball back, playing it back.
But we did mention as well the departures as well from Lions, and it is almost one of those cases where riding might be the best option to pick out the spot, because with these corners, if you can put it in the right spot, I suppose it doesn't matter the size of the target you're aiming to if they're in a bit of space.
Yeah, she probably got the target in front of goal, so maybe you're right, plucking out players in the box.
Well, Kirkup might be looking to pick out the target as she'll loft that one in, but only as far as the head of Phillips. Here's Everts, and losing out in midfield to McDougall. And arm work by O'Keefe, able to get it back for Chappell. Davies cutting a bit of a frustrated figure there for a moment. She fancied her chances of intercepting that. And now a deflected ball through Edward.
It just doesn't find the feet, and just too straight. When it's too straight, the goalkeeper's just going to swoop in, which Harrington does.
And that's another instance there as well. I've counted about 4 times since Power scored, where Harrington's just taking every last second off the clock before picking it up as well, making a Lions player chase her down. And but from my perspective here, Pi, and correct me if I'm wrong, just asking those Lions forwards to make that extra sprint, I suppose that does offset the risk of being caught out.
Yeah, it's just making the Lions player come to them, makes the field bigger, more options, can play the ball through.
And another loose pass at the back, but Chappell
Playing
had to-
outside of her area there, being called.
I would have loved to have had Braden Hoffman, the goalkeeping coach. It could break here now for Kirkup as she'll chase it down. I'd love to have had both goalkeeper coaches there mic'd up for the last 60-odd seconds as Thompson now storms into the box, tries to square it. Now here's Riding with too many players in front of her, so she tried to lay it off for Kirkup. Now Everts, Lions, they're turning up the pressure. Thompson, can she win the race to the ball? Harrington's off her line, and
Great goalkeeper clearance outside of her area. Great timing. Confidence.
And here is Riding on the turn and marshalled very effectively by Woods, and curling effort Just goes sailing over the bar.
Finding a twist shot.
So we've spoken about how strong Tegan Riding is, and so just finding a little bit of space for the hurling effort, just not able to get it down.
Yeah, sort of replicate Shay Connor's goal recently in the W.
For the Raw, against
Liberty
Melbourne.
A-League. Yes.
Against Melbourne Victory at Perry Park. It's a cross in, trying to find Thompson, and she was just close enough there to put the pressure on Phillips.
And Phillips has to kick the ball out for Riding corner yet again. Do we have a substitution?
Certainly seems that way. We'll just confirm the change being made, and you can see in the box one of the power players has gone down, and it is Beck Kirkup withdrawn. Of course, still working her way back from injury.
Number 4, Sarah Bonifant, replaces number
Sarah
7,
Bonifant
Kirkup.
comes on to replace Kirkham.
So Sarah Bonifant on, and it's going to be interesting to see how Lions line up, because essentially that's two nominal fullbacks they've subbed on for attacking wingers. And now comes the delivery for the corner from
That's
Riding.
a better corner.
Dealt with well by Power, as they know they're going to be under siege for the next 20 plus minutes. And O'Keefe pressing, able to, so extra play there from Power. Looks like it was Phillips with the clearance. Going to be another change, this time for Power. And it is going to be Ava Blizzard making her way off after 71 very industrious minutes.
Phillips just playing it out.
Team Riding just staying on the ground.
Substitution for Peninsula Power.
Yeah.
Number 15, Kiara Wachowski, replaces
Got a Pen
number
Power
11,
throw
Emma
in.
Griffith.
Phillips is going to take the throw. Let's see if Riding's okay. She gets up, shakes it off. No magic sponge today, but she...
Christina Amanduyu.
So we do have a double change actually being made for Penn Power. That was what was just announced. Nadine Keast and Kiara Richvalski coming on. So Amajui and Blizzard off. Nadine Keast there in number 14. Grand finalist with Gold Coast United last year.
Cowles playing the ball, switching play. Riding's feet, trying to find Thompson out wide.
And that is the connection of those two. Was going to have a stoppage for an offside flag, and maybe that connection wasn't quite as smooth as we might have first thought.
No, it's a little bit off. They're just trying to find their feet. Regaining that confidence, that connection, but Penn Power, Harrington's going to take the kick just on her 18-yard box and launches it over halfway. Does she find an option? No, Lions clear it out of their back line. Penn Power win it back. Too strong at the moment.
It's a pair of fresh wingers for Penn Power. Kingston Richvalski taking up station out wide is going to be put through plenty of work as they'll go on the defensive as Lions send it right back with interest, and Thompson, she's in behind now. Tegan Thompson with the shot, and it's beaten. Liz Harrington, Tegan Thompson off the bench, equalises the game in the 74th minute.
That was a great turn by Thompson. Left Phillips wanting. Nice, and
there we see on the replay, just keeping the move alive did Lions, and Thompson, excellent body position. First time shot.
low and hard, wins the trick. Far post, in it goes.
Well, I'll ask, based on that replay, do you think Harrington could have done anything more, or was it just a tough one to get down and save?
Oh, very, very tough when it's low and hard, far post. Phillips just got caught out, just committing herself too much, and Thompson just rolled off her.
Tegan Thompson, fresh off 3 starts for the Brisbane Roar earlier this season, and very impressive in her spell in the Liberty A-League as well.
Yeah, she very much was. Really loves attacking. I think she's found a little bit of a niche market there where she played fullback, but she used to play a nice overlapping fullback. Now they've seen the rewards in her attacking prowess.
And we should also point out as well, an attacking fullback in every sense of the word. 6 goals against Moreton Bay last year. Not bad for a nominal defender.
Yeah, she loves getting forward, and here she goes again, trying to put pressure on Phillips again.
And back it goes for Harrington, and that took a deflection on the way through, but found its way through for Power as McDougall battles in midfield. Back it goes for Woods. Everett keeping a close eye on, and now the fresh legs of Richvalski. Chappell once again very, very alert.
Reading the play very, very well. Power just have to resettle themselves back into this game if they have any chance of going ahead or not, the score not blowing out. So Penn Power have the ball now, playing it back into their defence, but just over halfway.
And that is going to be the tough thing as well for Power, thinking maybe they'd done enough. The Lions hadn't really been in with much of a sniff in that final third all afternoon, but now they've equalised, and the question is, with a quarter of an hour to go, do they push for a winner, or do they try and, well, take the draw for the league standings? That's what it will be, even though we will potentially have a shootout if the scores stay the same. But
Lions don't go for draws. Lions always go for the win.
And Riding will be looking for the go-ahead goal, and behind it goes for a corner as, well, they've now got the bit between their teeth, the home side.
Yeah, Lions see the blood in the water, and they're coming in for the attack now. They can sniff out another goal, and that's what they're going for. Pressing really hard. Now Power just have to stand up for this attack.
We've seen Riding target the Lonia post once again and trying to sneak it in, and it's deflected behind off Woods.
Definitely been her go-to, that near post.
And with the way that Lions have set themselves up here, they're trying to create as much space, but I don't think she's going to sneak it through the teammate and 2 other Power players.
No, they're quite deep in the box, so the near post is just a bit...
Well, it's a lofted ball in, headed away. O'Keefe trying to knock it back in, but instead here comes Power through Davies.
Power gets out.
Bonifant, lunging challenge by Sarah Bonifant, the substitute. And Richvalski putting the moves on, beats a couple of would-be defenders, but you see that one over the sideline with Callie Cowles. And
Lions not happy with that decision. Ref saying no, it's a Power throw.
well, there we go. That was a decision made, and they'll play on. And that pass, Paul one as it picks out Thompson, and she'll try and turn provider. Riding first to it, goes around Harrington. Tegan Riding with a wide open net, and Riding gives Lions the advantage. They go bang, bang in the space of 4 minutes. And how about that?
Yeah, as I said, Lions always go for the win. They can smell it in the waters, and never let up.
And just such a well-timed run from Riding to stay on side, and Harrington well off her line. And I don't know if she was having flashbacks to the grand final last year as well, where in a similar situation she made contact, and Riding just calmly rounded the keeper and scores her 3rd goal of the season.
Yeah, just a bad clearance from the centre back into the danger area of the centre, and Riding just punishes them.
But they have been made to work this afternoon.
Oh, definitely. It hasn't been all Lions' way. They've had to really graft for this win.
And now they'll look to get an insurance goal, but Mary Dean says not this time.
Penn Power just have to step it up now. Try to play for that next goal.
And just from a competition perspective as well, I mean, Power, they're a good side. They've just been promoted. The rest of the NPL has to be looking at this and thinking there's got to be a blueprint to get bylines in some way, shape or form from what they've seen.
Yeah, Penn Power, they were very, very strong last year in the FQPL Women's. And coming in here, they're not going to be easy beats just because they've been promoted. So they would have. This game is definitely putting the cat amongst the pigeons. And
there was an optimistic shot there, which bounced through to Ellie Chappell.
Oh, any shot is an opportunity, but that one was opportunistic. Yes.
And look, if there's one thing I've learned watching the NPL Women's over the last few years, it's that there's more than enough opportunities for a long-range screamer.
Oh, definitely. The long... Well, we've just seen it with Christina Amajoy from out wide. Lofted, beat the keeper. That's very much replicates a lot of the women's game goals that happen.
Of course, thinking locally as well, we've got two pretty good technicians of those long shots as well, playing for the Roar, Katrina Gorry. Oh, and here is Lainey McDougall taking on a shot from range, and
just what we were talking about, James.
almost like we knew what was coming. We didn't, but I'd like to say we did.
When you see the goalkeeper out, you just back yourself, and you know, sometimes they play dividends. Not that time though.
But as I was saying, we've got a couple of pretty good technicians of that long shot in the Raw side as well. Katrina Gorry and even Holly Palmer's had a couple of chances. Here is Tegan Riding, had just stolen a step, but just for good measure, she put it into the goal for...
Just in case it wasn't for an offside and there was somebody else blowing a whistle, but not to be. It's an offside, and Penn Power live to see another day, and Jemima Head steps up to take the free kick.
And we should mention as well, stay tuned on FQTV. We do have the Men's Foundation Cup coming up not long after the full-time whistle here. Adam Cattle will be bringing you the action as Lions take on Redlands United. Part of a big weekend as the NPL men's competition gets underway. This is round 3 for the women. We've got a few intriguing contests to come just yet. We've got Mitchells and Capalaba, that's about 12 minutes old. And then tomorrow, 3 games, Gold Coast United against Souths, that's at 5 p.m. QAS Olympic at 6, and East Sunshine Coast Wanderers at 7 p.m.
Bulski just playing it out wide to Dean.
She tried to just feather that one through, but
just couldn't find a pass Nakadate.
It's 2-1. The game is far from over here at Luxury Paint Stadium. That one's flipped up, and
just a speculator trying to get it over the defence.
And O'Keefe went to ground. I think she's claiming a foul, but nothing doing in the opinion of a referee, Mark Drager, who haven't had to call on too often this afternoon, so I think that's a sign he's had a good game. Yes,
when you forget about the ref, it means he's had a good game, or she's had a good game. So here comes Riding again, trying to drive through the defence of Penn Power.
Beats 1, 2, 3, but a good challenge there by Phillips to dispossess Riding, and Riding is still on the ground as the camera just picks her up there again. It's Thompson sends it out wide for Edward, and Riding not getting back up just yet, but she'll still be the target for this cross by the looks of it. She just opts to soldier on, and just holding that midriff that she did pick up a knock on in the first half.
Yeah.
And there's Bowman just eschewing the pass back with Davies lurking, so instead switches it out for Cowles. And here McGallo just encouraging Rafalski to close down Nakadate.
And Nakadate just could not handle the pace of the way that ball was delivered to her, and it sees it out for a Penn Power throw. Dean finds the feet of Woods. Woods launches it down the field, but Cowles just picks it up and plays Necadate. Lions taking control of this game now. They're just finding the feet. Davies
Cowles is under pressure there from Davies. Able to offer the security of Ellie Chappell. Curling from Teakle, just not enough curl on it. Allows Phillips to intercept.
just can't get it over the defence. Can she now? Finds riding. This time Teakle does.
Ben Keast watching closely, one of the Penn Power subs. 17 appearances, 2 goals for Gold Coast United last year. One of a number of players that made the move from Souths. And now out it goes for Rich Valsky.
What can she do? Get it over. It
Play
crosses
first
in. Ellie Chappell's just scoops it up. Must be really hot trying conditions. Another one stretching.
Looks like Callie Cowles just feeling the impacts, and I don't want to make light of coming from the Canadian winter to the Queensland summer, but it's an adjustment.
It is. That heat just plays havoc on our colder weather friends that come over.
But we should say as well, I think this is the first time in my time commentating for Football Queensland that the opening weekend of the men's competition hasn't been beset by rain.
Oh, yes. Let's cross. Don't put any knockers on us with the weather. But it's been a great start to the season so far. We'll get through February unscathed with water. Would be great.
Yeah, I remember I think it was the 2020 season where the clash between Penn Power and Magpies Crusaders was the only one that went ahead, and back as well 21 and had a rain impacted opening weekend. And
22
yep.
had the floods. The 2023 is the winner.
And we've just got glorious sunshine for you, or we did have it at kickoff. Now it's glorious floodlighting as we move into the final 4 or so minutes. We'll bring you an update from Southside Eagles Wolves in the bottom corner of your screen. Here's Riding, just so calm on the ball as she looks to play in Edward. Can she get that before it goes over the byline? She cannot. So Power, 3 minutes and plus stoppage time.
Harrington running at speed for that ball to try and get it back into play. Every second counts now for Power to score that equalising goal.
It is a bit of a different approach as compared to when Power were 1-0 up. Harrington taking every available second. Now
emergency.
Yeah.
Emergency.
Well, I suppose that's better than getting it the other way around.
Yes.
You don't want your keeper rushing to take the goal kick up 2-1.
No, that's when everyone yells out to slow the ball, slow the play. But
well, look, I think it's pretty clear. Liz Harrington has quite a smart head on her shoulder. Told she's a medical student.
oh, some brains there, so
yeah.
she makes some good calculated decisions. But here comes Lions.
Nakadate down the far touchline, just battling with McDougall and able to win the throw-in against the former Moreton Bay midfielder. Manny McDougall, another player with Brisbane Roar experience. Had 2 games for them in the 21-22 season. Here is Riding. Just looking for that insurance goal. Bonifant.
Bowman searching. O'Keefe plays it in.
Closing down does Thompson. Now back for Bowman. Ray Bowman.
Ref says play on, no foul here. Lions deep in Penn Power's final third.
And Teakle thinks about the cross, opts to play the ball into the box, but wishes she could have had that one back. It wasn't quite the delivery she was looking for. And Thompson marshalling Dapolonia. Pretty impressive debut from Power's American signing. One of the Americans on Penn Power.
One of them. Again,
Sarah Dapolonia, biology major from University of Delaware.
Delaware.
There's a line from Wayne's World there, but I won't go back that far into the 90s.
I don't want to show your age there, James.
I think I'm well past that. But we've got about
A minute to play, and Lions haven't taken their foot off the pedal just yet.
the thing about Lions, they will always push for that extra goal.
Always.
And straight through the legs of two power players. Riding just slides it into the box. O'Keefe able to bring that one under control. Now Phillips. Power with only a handful of opportunities remaining, you would think, and one didn't eventuate into much.
Now they've still got control of this game, Lions. Nearly into stoppage time here. We won't be going to penalties this game unless Penn Power pulls it back.
You're not familiar with the commentator's curse, are you? As Lions, well, if they can score another goal, we definitely won't be going to penalties. Well, I'd say maybe we'll be looking at about 3 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah, they like the stoppage time, these referees these days.
Cowles will now address the free kick and just keep the ball moving. Back for Bonifant.
Out to Bowman. Bowman running up the field. Who can she find? Trying to find Riding, but finds Penn Power instead.
Nadine Keys stepping in there to get it away under very close attention from Riding, and just a tired attempt at a first touch by Dean. Gives Lions another throw in. Couple of substitute options possibly for Rob Askew if he opts to go to his bench to grind a few extra seconds off, but right now the 11 he's got on the pitch are doing the job.
They see it out to the...
Tegan Thompson just playing almost as a playmaker, just feeding it out for Teakle. And it's afforded a little bit of space here by Phillips, and happy to hold on to possession.
Just playing with the ball, just trying to wind down the clock. Nothing too fancy by Lions, they're just playing feet.
And this is a position they would be very familiar with, how to close out these games. Nakadate, and played behind by Head. And look, I don't want to sound patronising here, but Penn Power, they've really held their own in this game.
Oh, most definitely. Always knew they were going to be in for a good game. They were going to stand up to the challenge. Just two slight errors caused the 2 goals, and it's a testament to Power to know that it wasn't that Lions were the better team. They made 2 errors to cause the goals against them, so they can take some points out of this.
And free kick there as Riding winds up on the ground with a quizzical look on her face. Let's see if we can catch what happened in the box as Riding positions herself very, very closely there, and actually fell over. And Riding has talked her way into a booking.
First booking of the game.
Well, Riding fought the law, and in this case, the law won.
Riding in a day job, but know all about the law.
Well, strong challenge there by Bonifant, and legal as well, despite the appeals from the Power bench.
Oh, they both go up and one comes down. Lions just keeping control of this game now, trying to run down this clock over 3 minutes. There we see it.
And there it is, full-time. Lions win the Foundation Cup with a 2-1 win over Peninsula Power. Christina Amajuri opened the scoring in the 60th minute. Spectacular strike from range before Tegan Thompson and Tegan Riding, who's back-to-back goals in the 74th and 78th minute. Pi Augustine, it was a hard-fought contest.
Yeah, it was. Maybe it's a commentator's prediction.
You did. You called it. Well, take the time to brag about it. This is your moment.
It's always Lions. They never say die, but Peninsula Power held their own.
Yes, and final score for the final time from Luxury Paint Stadium. Lions 2, Penn Power 1 for James Coughlin and Pi Augustine. This has been a Double Take Sports production for Football Queensland. Stay tuned for a whole lot more action.